All right, welcome to the tutorial where we're going to look at some of the information that is included in the actual videos. So once you've had a chance to use the search tool and find the different types of skills and drills that are on the site, you're going to want to go in and find out a little bit more about that skill. And as a coach, it's going to give you some information you can use to teach that skill properly and some things that you might want to consider if you're going to be using it in a routine. So we're going to use an example here. We're going to look at USASF level 2 stunts, and we'll be specific with the skill type, and we're going to look up twisting style. So we're not going to use anything on our second line for now, and we're going to search for that. So up pops anything that is USASF level 2 allowed. That is a twisting stunt, and you'll see that it gives us a whole bunch of options here. So the first thing that we'll notice in each one of these boxes is in the top left corner, there is the heart where we can favorite a video by clicking on it. If it is filled, it tells me that it's been added to my favorites in my dashboard. If not, I can also unfavorite just by clicking it again. On the right side, it's going to tell me that this is a stunt skill. If it's tumbling, it will be, it'll say tumbling up there, jumps, tosses, pyramids, the same thing. Down at the bottom here is where we have our skill tags. So when I'm looking for something that's twisting or inverting, release move, it's going to tell me what type of skill that is down here. Some of them are release style moves, not a true release, but you'll get more information about that when you actually go into the video. So here it gives us a bit of the description for the skill, but we're going to go ahead and click on this video here and take a look at what's happening on the next page. So this is a half up to 2 feet at extension, the toe heel grip variation. And there are multiple variations for different skills here, so you can practice with your athletes. The intention is to give you lots of different options, not to say whether one is better than the other, but just to give you options for completing that skill. And sometimes there are more than one variation of a different skill. So here in the half up to 2 feet at extension, we have the video in the main frame here, and if we click on that, it will show us the video. It's going to give us, at some point in this video, it's going to give us a top-down grip view and also some other views of that grip, so we can see exactly what the bases are doing in regular motion and slow motion. So down here is where we have a bunch of information for me as a coach. I can see that this has been tagged in 3 different rule books to level 2 ISF, level 2 USASF, and it is an intermediate ICU skill. It's also twisting transition. So this is just some of the information that I would have used on my search tool to find exactly where this video is. And it's just going to tell me how that's coded in different rule books. So underneath here is the actual information that I want. So there's a bit of a description of what that skill is. You'll also get all that information in the actual video. Under options, we just have the more specific things about this skill. So it's telling me that to do a half up to 2 feet at extension, I'm going to need at least 4 athletes. It's an extended level skill, so this is telling me the maximum height of this skill, and at some point it is at extended level. It's going upwards, so we're starting below extended and going up. My top is going to finish on 2 feet at extension. It has 2 connections, which means there's at least 2 bases connected the whole time. It's not a dismount skill, it's not a co-ed skill. It does require a spotter, and it is not a drill, so it's going to toggle my drills off. So the next tab I can click on is my instructor talking points. And these are a few things that I want to think about as a coach that will help my athletes to be successful. So in this case, bases using their legs to create power in a weightless moment where the twist will take place at the top of the push. Top can stand first to create a strong body line before they start to turn to the front and turn when their shoulders are over top of their hips. And bases should have their right hands under their partner's left hand to avoid tangled arms. So just a few things when you're teaching the skill that you're going to be looking for to be successful, and you're going to help to coach the athletes through. The next one is my common errors. So these are taking into account things that most likely go wrong in the stunt and help coaches to identify what is happening based on what they see. So in this case, a top who turns before standing up causes the stunt to move, or the cutoff power from the bases reducing height. So something to look for. Bases are turning the top's feet too early, and they're not creating enough power for the twist to happen in the weightless moment, or the top doesn't keep their feet together and they push the bases apart in the skill. So these are some of the most common errors that coaches can look for. Over here we have legality tips. So in most of these rule books, this is all going to be referenced, so that we're looking for half twist is going to be determined from the start and the end position of the top's hips. A spotter is required because it's above prep level, and twisting stunts and transitions are allowed up to a total of a half twisting rotation. So those are things that I'm thinking about when I'm actually going to be using this skill in choreography and helping my athletes to perform. So that's all the information that I'm going to get on each video in here. There may be some other notes. For this one, there is not. And then underneath, some related videos according to that level and that skill type. So that's everything for this tutorial on what kind of information you're going to get when you click on and access a video, and how it's organized so that you can use it as effectively as possible and help your athletes to learn that skill.